Hello, my name is Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I post videos surrounding mostly career, education, and self-discovery related topics. And in today's video, I will be sharing with you what your purpose/passion is in life. So I'm going to kickstart this video with my credentials, as I did in my last video. I study anthropology as my major, which is the study of humankind or humanity. And based on this, I do have some academic training through obviously classwork and textbooks and having to research for papers. And then I also have personal research experience because I do research this when I'm not in school because it's something I really enjoy researching. And of course, innovation, as in my last one. And I also have a lot of intrapersonal and interpersonal experience on this matter as well, and have done some research, but more with reflection on this topic, as this is also something I had to decipher myself. And in some ways, I'm still deciphering because I am looking at other majors for a master's degree, but let's not digress. So, the big question is, what is your purpose in life? And the answer is learning. Learning and studying, which I combine into one, is your purpose. That's not to say this is your only purpose, but it is the basic principle of one's purpose in life. Because to do anything, even something as simple as brushing your teeth, it must be learned. Because you can't, go into the bathroom and just know to brush your teeth and know how to brush your teeth at 2-3 years of age. You have to learn how to do that. So everything we do is learned, regardless of whether it is something we use in our everyday life, our schoolwork, or to earn an income. So why is learning your purpose? The key reason is because it's the basic principle of life, as I kind of just went over. You need to be able to do things, you need to learn how to do them, and you need to also know that you must do them. So it's just a basic principle for any aspect of your life, whether school, every day, work, or what have you. So we learn every day, and we have to learn for the everyday. So like I just said, you need to learn simple skills. Brushing your teeth, that's learning. Knowing how to clean your room or your home, that's learning. Creating a routine, that's just something you have to learn how to do. And then social skills, you have to learn communication, how to communicate with others. I know in America, you have to know how to communicate with your friends in one way, and then communicating with professors in a different sort of way. There is a difference. So it depends on the context and where you are. If it's informal, like if you're hanging out with friends, versus formal if you're at work. And then work skills, interacting with customers is important. That's something that's necessary for pretty much any type of work, I would think. Knowing certain softwares is also helpful. That's something you don't really have to learn. I guess it depends on the job, but it's something that would help. Study skills, knowing how to study, knowing how to or experience in writing papers, knowing how to express your thoughts basically is very important in your everyday life, no matter what you're doing. And so that brings us to, how do we learn? Well, there are probably countless ways, but the three main ones are culturally, sociologically, and psychologically. And culturally, we learn through our culture. So in one country, it may be okay to do something, whereas in America or Canada or another country, it may not be okay to do that same thing. And then it could be regionalism. So it may be okay in New York, for example, to not look people in the eye, but if you don't do that in some of the southeastern states, then it may be considered rude. So it just depends. And so you might grow up in New York thinking it's okay, and then someone else grow up in someone else who grows up in the southeastern state, whichever one it may be, who learned to look people in the eye when passing them on the street or something, they think that's okay. So then the opposite is very new to them, and it just doesn't make sense because they didn't learn that way of life. And then sociologically, we learn things from our friends, we learn things from just interacting with people. And then psychologically, there's a lot of ways you can break this down, but we mostly use the one I wanted to focus on was observational. So if you see your mom or dad do something, then you're going to probably mimic that behavior or copy it and adopt that way of learning and that way of seeing the world. And another learning type I wanted to go over as well is kinesthetically learning. So obviously by doing, as I have here. So some ways it's better to learn by doing, like, gaining work experience is more helpful by doing it rather than studying it. Okay, so what are some other routes that you could learn? Well, you can learn on your own. So you can read books, you can read self-help books, but you could also read books on science. You could read ethnographies, you could read magazines, you could read articles on Google or another search engine. You could do other personal research through a library and read more extensive research on it, or you can look anything up on Google, I suppose. Not sure how accurate it would be, but it's there. And then you can also learn from others, as I previously discussed somewhat. And you could also by learning from others, you could go on to some of these online course websites like Udemy, Skillshare. Maybe a blogger has their own setup through their blog, and you can learn something new like video editing or how to paint your nails, or probably something a little more intellectual than painting your nails, but you could probably learn that on Skillshare or Udemy. But yeah, so you have, options. And then, like I said before, friends, family, coworkers, you can even learn from coworkers. And then, of course, academic learning, colleges, universities. I put studying abroad down as well because that's more academic related, since you would be going to a university outside your home country. And then I put internships under experiences as well as academic because in some cases they can intertwine. You can get credit for an internship at the university you are attending, depending on a lot of factors, and you may have to get permission for that, or there might be some things, some hoops you have to jump through unless it's strictly set up. So for instance, I did see for one university or college where they did have an internship option as a course. So, but I don't know how that would work. You may have to set up your own internship and then tell them what internship you have. I'm not really sure. I haven't done it myself, but as an option. And so for experiences, other experiences that you could use to learn other than internships would be observations, work experience, like I've mentioned before, also, and travel. Traveling gives you a lot of experience that, studying from a book may not otherwise. So that's important. And as you can see, there's a lot of routes that we learn. And there's probably more, but these are the main four, I would say. And that's all I have for you today. And thank you for listening. If you enjoy this type of content, please like this video. And if this video was helpful or inspiring, let me know in the comments. And as always, if you want to know more, subscribe. I hope to join you in the next video.